Hello, I'm Johnny Rowland, your host of The Shooting Show, and yes, here we are again, friends. We want to thank everyone who has helped us this past week because, you know, we have to buy this expensive satellite time in advance. And of course, our costs will come down once we get our uplink running. Our costs will come down if we can just hold on and stay here. But we appreciate, we have some very fine people that we work with that are uplinking and that we rent the satellite time through, and we appreciate their efforts because they have certainly been cooperative. Everyone around our project knows how difficult it is to be on television, national TV, with a totally politically incorrect program. Now, you know, I tell you what, and it's just the strength of you folks out there who agree with what we're talking about, who agree with our stance on guns and on freedom. Because, friends, that's what it's really about. Right now, I would encourage you, certainly, we have these great MECTEX carbine conversion units that they're supposed to start shipping the first week of April, certainly within the next 2 weeks. We anticipate that all you folks that have ordered these things will be able to take delivery on them, and that is certainly our plan. That's what we're working toward. But something else we want to tell you right now, friends, if you can afford it, I would try and purchase any firearm that I imagine that I would want. Very important. I would not put it off, even if I had to go down to the finance company or to the bank and get a loan in order to get whatever kind of gun. If you want a revolver, if you're into cowboy action shooting, you like single actions, my goodness, if you can find high capacity magazines at a gun show or at a gun shop and you perceive a need for these in the future or you'd like to have them, I would not put it off. Right now, the Clinton administration is engaged in extortion. Let me remind you, you need ammo too. For every gun you have, you should have a minimum of 1,000 rounds, because that's really not that much ammunition. But if I tell you, I wouldn't spend all my money on guns that I could. I would try and buy as much ammunition as possible. That's another thing that makes our 460 cartridge such a desirable item. One, you can shoot, even in our standard pistol kit, you can shoot our 460s, but you can also shoot the variety of 45 ACPs out there. If you find some 45 Supers, you can shoot them in our 460 kit. Certainly the basic 45 ACP, or of course when you need real power or real defensive medicine, you can shoot our 460 Rowland cartridge. Very important. I would not put it off, and I'll explain that in a moment. But I would certainly try and get all the brass. Let me mention now that Starline in Missouri has 460 brass. They've also got a lot of brass for other calibers. 9mm, 357 Magnums, 41 Magnums, 44 Magnums, all kinds of stuff they have. You can order if you're a hand loader or you want to get into hand loading. Starline's number is, let's see if we can get this on the screen, 1-800-280-6660. Again, that is Starline Brass there in Missouri, and certainly without their help we could not have developed our 460 cartridge. They have been very helpful to us, so please give them a call today if you want brass. On the news this morning, this is Thursday morning as we're taping this, the Justice Department is looking at an investigation of gun distributors and individual dealers. I'm going to pay attention to this important stuff here. They're calling it because so many dealers and so many distributors are dropping Smith & Wesson. Okay, remember the deal that Smith & Wesson signed. If you sell Smith & Wesson guns, you cannot sell semi-automatic rifles or high-capacity magazines in your gun store. Can't sell them at all if you sell Smith & Wesson guns. The 223, the Mini 14 magazines, the AR-15 magazines, certainly anything of high capacity, you cannot sell in your gun store. So they're looking at some sort of weird antitrust violation because so many distributors and so many dealers are dropping Smith & Wesson. So they're trying to use this as an excuse for the gun shops and the distributors to sign these ludicrous contracts. In fact, it'll be a court order is what it is, if they don't continue to sell Smith & Wessons and sign on to this agreement. Now, friends, this is ridiculous. You need to call your congressman and your senator today and say, we want it stopped. We want it stopped. You know, a terrible thing happened a couple of days ago in Fort Worth, Texas. Everything was fine downtown. Everybody's doing great. Business is going as usual. And here comes the tornadoes. There was not much warning. Here come the tornadoes, blew out the windows downtown, killed some people. A terrible thing. And right now, we're looking at a tornado from our federal government. So many people have said this could not happen. It would never happen. We've got the Second Amendment. Well, let me tell you what. To these people of the New World Order, to the United Nations, to the Clinton administration, the Constitution is just an old piece of paper. Doesn't amount to a hill of beans to these people. And that's why we've got to stop them. Now then, if you want to help, certainly call your congressman. We'll have Gun Owners of America on the program later today with Larry Pratt. That's another way you can help. You can help our project stay on the air, friends, because this is the only shot we've got. You know, all the gun magazines, all these sporting programs, all the NSSF, the NRA, all these programs they've got, it's not working. It's not working. We've been trying to tell them this for 10 years. The same old way that we've been doing it is not working. So you know what we have to do? Our only, and I mean the only chance we as gun owners and we as free Americans have is to establish a television network, one that can be gotten anywhere on cable companies, on the internet, via satellite, anywhere at all, where we can simply tell the truth, so we can mobilize our American citizens to do something about what's going on in Washington, how we're being blackmailed, how the gun dealers and the distributors and the manufacturers and we as gun owners are facing government extortion. Now, that's what it is. Right now, Bill Clinton is not afraid of anything. Hey, look, you know, the Congress wouldn't stand up and impeach him, or they impeached him, they wouldn't convict him, they wouldn't remove him. Hey, the candy store is open. And that's where we are, friends. If you want to help us, now we're going to fight this. I mean, we're standing here today at risk to my own personal safety, our family's personal safety, because the Clintons, the administration, look, those government people monitor this program every week. But somebody has got to stand up. We've got to. You want to join us? You want to help us with our network? That's the only chance we have left. This is it. A pro-gun, pro-Judeo-Christian ethic, pro-Constitution television network. It's got to be done. You can sit down and write a check to the Shooting Show, 327 Irvin Rowland Road in Dublin, Louisiana. Zip code is 71024. You see, I'm going out on this limb because I'm not by myself. I know a lot of you feel just the way I do. If they try and close in on us, there's going to be a lot of people asking why. Hey, friends, it's got to be done. This is a chance that we have to take. There is no option. We've got to do it now. Like I said, buy everything, buy every piece of ammunition, every gun you possibly can, because at any time, Bill Clinton may make an executive order, or they may start filing lawsuits against distributors to put them out of business. They may do this at any time. Right now, Colt Firearms is down to a very small part of what was their former production because, and I talked to them just a couple of days ago, they said, look, we got all these legal bills we're having to pay. The government doesn't have to pay legal bills. The taxpayers pay that. We're sitting here, we're trying to fight, all right? Smith & Wesson is essentially, I believe, is going out of business. I don't think there's any chance for them left. They don't know what the government's going to try to buy them off or what, I don't know. But how many other gun companies are next? The industry, so many people said, no, won't happen. It's not off in the future. It's here now. You want to help us stay on? Please, if you can. We have a great show for you today. Got a lot of stuff to show you, short programs. Let's have some fun, because it still is fun, with our MECTEC carbine conversion unit. One of the reasons we're recommending our MECTEC 460 is it's so handy, and you never know when you're going to need real power. And you can have it with our little carbine or our pistol kit for less money and less trouble than you ever had before. Now friends, I don't want to have all the fun. Let's let you have some too. Remember, you just put the little dot on the bottle out there. Let's see what happens. That's how it works.
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages.
The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
Now friends, here's one of the most important publications you can get. This is the Great Georgia Arms Catalog, and please write their phone number down, 1-800-624-6861. This is a tremendous catalog with the best ammunition prices available in the United States. Okay, well, here's a mention of the Shooting Show. Hey, that's reason enough to support them right there, but you get superior ammunition at superior prices. Let's look over here. Whoops, let's see, what do we see? 460 Rowland, yes indeed, but we also see a tremendous number of other things. 45 ACPs, 44 Magnums, 41 Magnums, certainly our defense load there, defense special 41 Magnum load available, but all kinds of others. 9mm, 357 SIGs, 44 specials, 30-06s, 7 mags, all kinds of neat stuff. Plus they have components. If you want to load your own, they'll sell you lead bullets, they'll sell you nostril bullets, all kinds of great features. Yes, in fact, they'll even sell you a 460 Rowland kit for the great 1911 guns, cleaning accessories. Here's gunpowder for sale, loading equipment for sale. Friends, give them a call today. These are some of the finest people, period, that I've ever had a chance to meet. Curtis Shipley and our good friend Larry Haney from Georgia Arms, and they're helping to support the Shooting Show. Give them a call today. Get a free catalog, 1-800-624-6861. And please don't forget to tell them you saw it here on our show.
Now friends, we're going to take a look at some rifle competition that doesn't get a lot of attention, but it certainly deserves some. Mr. Wallace Harrington from Eufaula, Alabama sent us some home video footage of a recent 1,000-yard shooting match. They have ranges here, or the match is 1,000-yard shots, 800-yard shots, 600, and a couple of unknown to really challenge the shooters. Typically the rifles you'll see will be 30-06s, 308s, 300 Winchester Magnums for these ultra long range shots, and we'll watch just a little of this. I think you'll appreciate it.
Today we'll be shooting at 600 yards, 800 yards, and 1,000. 800 yards on an 8-inch bull and a 16-inch circle. This is 1,000 yards, a 10-inch black, and a 20-inch circle. Over here.
Now friends, hitting a target at 600, 800, or 1,000 yards requires a fantastic amount of skill. We appreciate Mr. Harrington's efforts in sending us this video, and we certainly want to encourage long-range shooting. Now friends, recently in Boulder, Colorado, at the University of Colorado there, Charlton Heston showed up to speak in favor of gun ownership, and some of the Million Mom March, or better termed 4 Dozen Moronic Mom March, showed up to protest certainly gun rights, and our tyranny response team in Colorado showed up to protest the anti-gun people, and were very successful in doing so. The majority of the people you see here are pro-gun and standing up for our rights. Friends, here is a case where an anti-gun protester actually attacked a pro-gun demonstrator. I'll tell you what, they really come unglued when you get in their face with the facts. Now, friends, here you see it. We have freedom in action here, and gun owners in action, standing up for our rights. This is what has to be done. If you would like to start a tyranny response team in your area, give us a call. We'll certainly be glad to help.
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages.
Sarah Brady of Handgun Control Incorporated says that her group only wants to get the guns out of the wrong hands. From debating her and the other spokesman from HCI, I can assure you that they think the wrong hands belong to the entire civilian population of the country. For example, when debating HCI spokesmen, I frequently challenge them to help repeal the D.C. gun ban, which even makes it illegal to use a gun in self-defense. Surely, I ask them, you do not think that everybody in Washington are the wrong hands? Well, they respond, we respect local preference. Really, I ask? Then why did you impose the Brady Law on the half of the states that had chosen not to have such legislation? This exchange alone is enough to prove that they are for total civilian disarmament. But there's more. Consider the frequent invitation to gun owners to accept such reasonable gun control as licensing. Why? We license cars, don't we? Why should guns be any different? To ask the question reveals a willingness to ignore the Second Amendment protection of the right to keep and bear arms, but they don't really mean they would treat a gun like a license to drive a car. With my driver's license, I can drive my car to the bank, to the bar, to church, to school, wherever I want. But the folks at Handgun Control have opposed even much more restrictive concealed carry permits for guns. Gun controllers want total civilian disarmament because they do not believe in self-defense. I debated Representative Carolyn McCarthy of New York. Her husband was killed during the Long Island Railroad shooting. I asked Representative McCarthy if it would have been wrong if someone had had a gun on that train and shot Colin Ferguson and saved her husband's life. I asked her the same question about the two adults who stopped school killers in their tracks because the adults were able to get their guns and stop the killing. Mrs. McCarthy simply would not respond. No matter how I pressed her, she refused to answer the question. We know the answer. This is Larry Pratt from Washington.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gun Owners of America is the only organization in Washington that's actually doing its job of standing up for our rights as American citizens to own firearms. Please give Gun Owners of America a call today to find out how you can become involved, certainly how you can join. Call them 1-888-886-GUNS, 1-888-886-4867, and please tell them you saw it on our show.
It's a 50-round magazine. There are 45 rounds in it. We'll see if it'll empty them. It's old Egyptian stuff. We'll find out whether it shoots or not. Some dirty rat put it on semi-auto. very controllable. Loading this gun is quite easy. That's the 50-round magazine. Simply pull back and let her go. Ejection is directly out the bottom. This foregrip is replaceable. You can take it off or on either way. The gun shoots quite well from the shoulder. I find that I point it a little bit high from the hip, but it is very controllable, even one-handed. This is a burst to show controllability of this very lightweight weapon. What we're going to do here is draw a little line with this gun. Now we'll try it from the other direction. Just another small example of how well this thing controls and shoots. Going to risk your $3,000 camera on that? Same deal. Only we want to give you a good idea how the gun works up close.
What we're showing here is the difference between the Calico and the MP5. The MP5 being on the right, the Calico on the left, and of course the difference in the magazines. This particular magazine for the MP5 is a 40 rounder versus a 50 rounder for the Calico.
Okay, we're going to show the effects of a 40 round burst and a 50 round burst from these two guns respectively at a distance of approximately 25 yards from the gun muzzle. This would simulate what might occur if you're having to dump a magazine in a vehicle. The first one will be the MP5, the second one the Calico. Next will be the Calico. Both of these are from the prone position.
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages. Demonstrate the differences in the two weapons from the prone position.
Obviously, with the long magazine, you must have a higher position with the HK than you do the Calico. Also, the ejection pattern of the HK is to the side. With the Calico, it's straight down. So much for the HK. The Calico is only about half as heavy as the HK on this group. The sight on the rear sight on the Calico is on the magazine itself. You have the choice of a peep or a open notch like a pistol. I don't find the sights on the Calico be anywhere near the same class as those as the HK, but they're two entirely different weapons, although they use the same rough principle of operation. This is a 25-round burst from each gun.
And now for our support group, ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you that a broadcast copy of our shooting shows are archived at Jim's House of Videos, area 318-869-0439, or on the internet, www.jimshouseofvideos.com. We want to thank Custom Leatherwork and Saddlery in Denham Springs, Louisiana for their support, area 225-667-9225. We have Brooks Communication in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Their number is area 505-888-2929. We have Dennis Crocker Firearms Trainer and certainly our Kramer Holsters in South Carolina. His number is area 864-587-8722. Camouflage Technologies paints gun stocks. Their number is area 909-674-6488. We have Gearlings Equipment Rentals in Southern California, heavy equipment. Their number is area 909-354-6476. Friends, thank you so much for being with us on today's program. Remember, we're here in part because of your contributions. Please help us if you can. We'll see you on the next show.